Hey, what's going on, guys? It's No Shoes, and welcome back to another Bone Thugs Tuesday. We're back for day two. Today, we're going to be reacting to The Righteous Ones featuring David's Daughters. This was suggested by D Murda, so thank you, D Murda, for the suggestion. Keep them coming in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Press all those buttons that make YouTube happy. Without any further ado, let's get right into this. Let's see what Bone Thugs and Harmony have to say. Let's see what The Righteous Ones is all about. Let's get it.
And waiting for the righteous one in line and us, the righteous one. I am waiting for the righteous one in line and us, the righteous one.
Very cool. Nice start to the track. I like the beginning. The evolution was starting to kind of like bring in the drums and that synth up in the top. That's a nice addition. The vocal sounds fantastic. Nice, silky, smooth. You can definitely feel the layers interacting with each other. Some harmonies going on, as the name might imply. Really, really cool. When we first started the track, there was something about the we'll call it like the chord progression, the way they progressed through those notes. It almost gave off like a like an Arabian Nights type of vibe. Maybe I'm off base there, but nice start to it. Let's see where it goes. Cool. Yeah, you just don't hear vocals that sound like that anymore, man. I mean, maybe I'm not listening to the right music to hear it. A lot of the music I listen to, as many of you are probably well aware from the channel, is rap without a lot of like singing or anything involved in it. Of course, there's other stuff I get into, not super recent stuff, been listening to some Yellow Card, some Johnny Cash, some Ty Verdes lately. Got to mix it up. Can't listen to only rap. But yeah, really nice sound of that vocal. Really feels like it's just super evocative of like a place in time, like maybe late 90s, early 2000s. Let's give a little check down here in the bottom and see. Yep, 2000 is the year that this was released. But let's keep it rolling.
Mama said it's a cruel world, and I still can believe some of the things that I seen in my own eyes. We took it front like a strong guy, with them bone guys. You die, you die. I'm that sneaky little nigga deal off the hook, off the chain, and the motherfucker ride. You can label me a him, and that's out here behind. Throwing up thugs till the world expire. Lost and they turned out. Ain't got no direction and don't know which way.
Yeah, nice feel to the vocal, nice quickness. I feel like the female vocal coming in before this felt just way larger and more powerful. It had a lot more presence to it. Maybe it's something to do with the amount of layers that were there. I'm not super familiar with David's Daughters. Are they David's Daughters? Is that just the name of the group? I mean, you tell me. I'm learning here. But regardless, I imagine they had more layers on that. I think compensating for that somehow when you get into the verse would make sense, just because their verses are so crazy and we're like hitting this drop into it, but then it's like getting slightly masked by the instrumental in just a couple places. Like it's not disappearing, but there is like just a little bit of like mixing in the frequencies, it feels like, between the vocal and the instrumental once we get into the verse.
Ain't that no motherfucker ride. You can label me a him, and that's out here behind. Throwing up thugs till the world expire. Lost and they turned out. Ain't got no direction and don't know which way to go. Save your soul, cause we all gotta struggle and strive, and that's called survival with violence. Looking better know what they die for. Living in the battlefield, it's all about respect and honor. Look at me strapped with your gats and armor. Ready for whatever looking drama. Big buck, nigga, make a meal.
Yeah, and there's a couple points where like this shouldn't be a clean version of this track, but it feels like there's something that's been edited out of this track, or they did punch ins, which is a very, standard industry practice. But then, like, there's these like little taps coming every once in a while, these little points where, like, very clearly the vocal is just gone for a moment and then it comes back. But it doesn't feel like it's just gone because he closed his mouth. It feels like it's gone because they like hit stop on the vocal record track and just like hard cut it. And I definitely heard just like a tiny little tick coming a second ago. Other than that though, it's cool delivery. It's classic Bone Thugs, man. He's going fast. He's going crazy with it. He's got some nice layering going on. Nothing too crazy yet, where it's not really like a singing portion, so there's not a lot of like harmony being created between the layers. But let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
You better know what it's at for. Living in the battlefield, it's all about respect and honor. Look at me strapped with your gats and armor, ready for whatever fucking drama.
Yeah, like, but like it doesn't, like, I don't know. This is the album edition. It doesn't say it's a clean version. It just feels very strange that those like little like stops are coming. But I'll stop. Let's keep it going. We already observed that.
And armor, ready for whatever fucking drama. Be fuck, nigga, make a meal, take a meal. Tell me how that paper feel. Is it real? Is it real? Would it make it here for the house on the hill? Drive a brand new Benz with no bill. Right it wheel. That's why I stay heated. Cause I got it and I know it need it. Looking with me while I'm weeded. Coming with the beef that you eat it, eat it.
Yeah. A lot of cool elements to the instrumental. I really love those like strings that are in the background. They're like almost atmospheric, like an envelope for the rest of the instrumental. It took me a second to really notice that they were there. Really creates kind of like a nice pad, a bed for everything to sit on top of. We're getting some fun synth textures mixed in here, just kind of like almost like gurgling in the bottom. They just kind of like bubble up every so often, add some extra flavor. The flow, super clean, great sound to it. I don't know what's happening with those little sections where it feels like the vocal is just getting like cut out and then it comes back. But maybe one of y'all can explain that. And let's keep it rolling, man. It looks like we're getting back into the hook, which I'm low key missing the regular Bone Thugs harmony, but the female vocal is nice. I really like the hi-hat pattern here. We're getting like the like it's kind of mimicking like the Choppa style flow that they're known for. And it's cool to see that a lot of times, there's so many different ways to create a pocket in an instrumental, right? Do you ride the drums? Do you ride the hi-hats? Do you follow the snares? Do you follow the kicks? How do you align yourself with it? And in this way, it almost feels like they made the hi-hat to match what they do rather than doing what they want over top of a hi-hat, which is kind of a cool change up there. Nice little hook section. Comes back, transitions into the verse. Let's bring it back just a little bit before there. This second verse definitely feels more present, much more in your face, much more aggressive even than the first verse. The layering, I feel like that's a little bit more present as well. Maybe it just has to do with the actual like vocal character of the voice. There's certainly some changes there. Maybe this second verse, the voice is a little bit deeper. Also, again, forgive me, I don't know all of the Bone Thugs guys by their voice. It's just what happens when you got a bunch of dudes always on the same tracks with each other. You know, it's hard to learn without seeing a video or something, right? But by the way, guys, if you love these videos, you want to see more Bone Thugs, you want to see more of what I do, you want to see me make more music, you want to support the channel, check out the link tree in the description. You can find the Buy Me a Coffee down there. You can get access to behind the scenes content, projects that'll never make it to the channel, the Discord where you can hang out with our awesome community and send in suggestions, meet other artists, and just have a great time. So check out the link tree in the description. There's a bunch of fun stuff down there. Buy Me a Coffee, Dabbed, and a bunch of other things. Check it out. I really do appreciate it, and all of your support from people that have joined already. It truly does make a difference. But without any further ado, let's keep it rolling. Yeah, this flow is just vicious. Absolutely, like just biting through the beat, like teeth bared. Like that's crazy. A little bit more of an evolution to it too, I think, because the speed is just like so overdriven that then that slight slowdown section there, stretch out the vowels, take a breath for a moment. It really does add a nice kind of like ebb and flow to the flow. Huh.
I am waiting
Oh.
for the right response. Yeah, right us, the right response. I am waiting for.
I was not ready for that transition back into the hook. That second verse was like mini, bro. That was like miniature. That was really short. I mean, he said a lot in there. Don't get it twisted, but it really caught my neck. Just like y'all might have seen my facial expression change. Like when I clicked play and it just went straight into the verse, I was like, oh. But yeah, cool construction so far. The second verse, it didn't have any of those weird gaps. It didn't have any of those noticeable like stutters or like just open spaces like the first verse did. I really think something has to be edited out of that first verse. That is the only explanation. Or like they did punch and recording really poorly, which just doesn't make sense because Bone Thugs makes great stuff. Like, you know what I mean? I've never heard anything like that on one of their tracks where there's just like a gap all of the sudden. Especially not on like an album edition that has no music, you know, that's not for a music video. It's not on Vivo. It wasn't for MTV. You know what I mean?
We got Mac 11s, AK-47, yelling murder with a we got lots of felons, bloody bodies smelling, caught up in a bunny. We got grenades and cannons and all. When the barking just put the fifth dog in, got the miss of the hall off the shotty guns, had their barrel sawed off, and all the body bags come with the white chalk. Why you wanna vision, but looking better protect your chest. They super looking bulletproof vest. They can take it from me, plus you don't wanna be sorting. Better get, we don't need another looking less out here. So invest indeed on artillery, quality satisfactory guaranteed. I ain't no con, I'm in this waiting for some ish like nine to pop off in my country.
Yeah, cool flow coming back in. Now we're getting you know, a little bit of that higher voice flow. Again, coming in with the speed, chopping it up like always. Nice sound to it. It definitely feels like that first vocal. Like, let's come back to it, right? Real quick. So we're at 3:20. We're going to come back to that first verse.
The things that I seen in my own eyes, we took it run like a strong guy, with them bone guys. You die, I'm left.
All right. So I think I've just gotten used to the level of the vocal. At first, the first verse, it felt kind of quiet. But again, also it could be just differences in the frequencies present in each of their voices.
In this waiting for some ish like nine to pop off in my country. Somebody was sitting on the backs of the lion. Somebody was tripping on the back of the Leo. Somebody was spitting ammunition in the radio, living on Zion.
Yeah, I really love this like falsetto flow here. Just very impressive to keep that agility while also pushing your voice to like the highest it can go without breaking. That's really impressive. It's nice. You know, I think if I had anything, maybe their vocals, it's not that overall they're quiet, it's that at some points where they get really intricate and they're moving really fast, you just can't give that same oomph to every syllable. Maybe like some compression would really be what could set it off. I mean, obviously they're EQ'd, they're compressed, they're, reverbed and whatever, however much, however slightly. And I think just like some slightly like stronger compression to bring up those little dips, or maybe just even automating like the volume levels in those like little dips where they're really fast and they're like in the middle of a bar. That might really just like pull the whole vocal out, but it's still got a clean sound to it. You can hear what's going on. The instrumental's nice. There's a great balance here. Personally, I miss them singing. The female vocal is fun, but just knowing how good they are, it feels unnecessary. And I really just like their voices, to be honest. But nah, I'm not trying to hate. I'm not trying to hate here. I really do enjoy Bone Thugs. I'm not trying to talk no trash, but just give y'all the observations.
Baby, I'm they hated on me, fucking the mother was on my soul, never played to me, afraid of me, can play with me, so label me, I run away. Stay and stay like this. You really know who Satanism, what about the aliens, move faster than that's about the state of mental health, and then I brace yourself. I can't tell if I'm in hell. I'm well, and I'm some, talking up some. I'm living from jail, when the jail's within himself. Righteous one.
I am waiting for the righteous one. He'll guide us, the righteous one.
I really like that sense with the bop 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 bop. Obviously, I'm like off key, but like that pattern and that kind of progression through the highs and lows, it's really nice. It's super subtle. I love the tiny little synth elements they added into this track.
I am waiting for the righteous one. When I pray,
All right. And I do have to say, I have my reservations about tracks that kind of just like fade out in the middle of like one of the musical phrases that's been established throughout. Um, but that was a cool track, man. It was very interesting. Certainly different than what we've heard from Bone Thugs. They still got the classic flows and everything, but missing out on them singing definitely changes up the feel of the track. There's just that level of cohesion that's there when the guys who are rapping on it are singing on it, and who knows, I assume one of them's the producer, or maybe multiple of them. I have no idea, to be honest with you. But that was The Righteous One, featuring David's Daughters. Thank you again to D Murda for the suggestion. Keep 'em coming in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, and hit that bell if you want to see more Bone Thugs on the channel every single Tuesday. And I will see you all next time. Much love.